6.3 litre Chevy V8 blueprinted motor. Sounds nice and sweet to me. As you've heard, the motor sounds sweet, but the issue I've had over the last 5 or 6 years is how best to record that sound when you're actually driving, when the vehicle's in motion. Wind noise, how to delete the wind noise but keep the exhaust noise, and we'll see a few of my trials, tribulations and failures so far. This next clip is an MGF. I was sprinting at Anglesey. It was filmed on an iPhone 3 that was duct taped to the passenger headrest, and it probably produced the best sound in car. Probably because the hood's up, so there's no wind noise. Now we have the Westfield with a roll bar mounted dash cam, obviously with no roof, loads of wind noise. Same Westfield again, this time at Anglesey, with it was a GoPro, roll bar mounted GoPro with a remote microphone in the passenger footwell, and it's still not good. Probably one of my better results. It's a single-seater 600cc hill climber at Scammerdon Dam. It's the same GoPro and the same remote microphone. The microphone's clipped near the exhaust tailpipe, and that fairly out of the wind, and that gave fairly good results. So I've just been out for a run around with the Cobra Rep, and I'm trying to get better sound quality. The V8 soundtrack with twin side pipes. What we've decided to do is run it on 3 sound channels. So I've got the GoPro mounted there with cables coming down to 2 splitters down here and one going off to each side to microphones in foam blocks. I did have them taped onto the side of the car, but I don't like leaving duct tape on for too long, it marks the bodywork. So I've got a microphone dropped inside an open cell foam block on this side by the exhaust tailpipe, and I've got one on the far side by an exhaust tailpipe. I've got the GoPro mounted up there in a cheap GoPro mount off eBay that I'll try and spin the camera around. I've cut a hole in the side of the waterproof casing so I can plug in the microphone mounts without damaging the genuine GoPro case. Now I've also doing a third channel, which on the dashboard there I've got a DJI Osmo, which I'm basically using for recording the sound from the air intake. So the mic from there is plugged in. I've also pointed the camera back at myself, but when I was driving it was wobbling up and down all over the place. So I need a better mount for that, something a bit more rigid. It was quite funny. God knows what it looks like. It's not the smoothest of drives in this car. It's a bit rough. There's the other microphone by that exhaust pipe. Still yet to see what this sounds like. The mic cable from the Osmo has come around there, and we've got a windproof sock on there held onto the throttle cable with a clothes peg, and that stayed on. I don't know what the sound quality is going to be like. The microphone is very close to the distributor, so I could end up with a load of clack 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 clack. You like that? Do you like that impression of interference off the coil? Anyway, if that fails, I'll next time mount it up here somewhere as far away from the coil pack as I possibly can to try and get the induction noise from the air cleaner. This is all trial and error, and at the back of the engine appears to be more out of the wind, so we'll see what it sounds like. So there we go. The next thing you'll see is probably how it all sounded. So the first clip is the GoPro on the roll bar with the two microphones by the exhaust. When I reviewed it on the computer afterwards, only one channel was actually showing sound, so it was recorded just on mono, I think on the left hand channel. Maybe the plug wasn't quite in. Maybe I need to modify the case a bit more and check that the plug plugs in. Maybe an issue with the cabling somewhere. There seems to be wind noise, so again it might have reverted back to the camera built-in microphone, or it might have been not plugged in completely and not got both connections for both channels. The wind noise is quite bad, so those open cell foam blocks I don't think were working if it was picking up the noise from them microphones. So there's a lot of further investigation there. This is the clip from the DJI Osmo with the air filter, air intake mounted microphone. It's probably the best of the lot. It seems to pick up more exhaust noise and more tyre squeal than the ones that were actually mounted just in front of the rear tyres. Again, so I'm fairly happy with the result on this one. It didn't pick up any interference from the ignition coil, which I thought the microphone might do. The camera was moving all over the place, that the mount wasn't good enough, but it's probably my best result so far. So I'm gonna mount the camera better, and I'm going to stick with the front microphone in the engine bay for one channel, and I need to improve the rear mounts for the exhaust. If you've got any ideas, any suggestions I could try that could help resolve my wind issue, Vicar, please put them in the comments below. For a simple setup to record the V8 at the moment seems to be either this DJI Osmo that I'm filming on at the moment, set up in a better position forward facing with a single microphone alongside the air filter would give reasonable results, and I'll try a bit more with that. Or alternatively, if I had the GoPro with the microphone mounted in the same position next to the air filter, I could see that giving quick, easy, cheap, reasonable results. But I really want to get this noise from the exhaust pipes without removing all of the baffling out of the exhaust pipes, setting off all the car alarms and giving myself a headache. So if you've got any comments, any suggestions, please put them below, and watch out for part 2. If you like this sort of stuff, give us a thumbs up and a like and subscribe for more content like this. Work in progress. See how we get on.